Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. If you are new to the show, I want to welcome you, and if you are returning, welcome back. Today I am going to be talking about how it is so important that even when we don't agree with people, we still need to be respectful. There's so much negativity going on right now, and I want to really make this point clear to people that it's perfectly okay to have a difference of opinion with someone, but there is a way to be respectful about it. So hopefully you will join me for this episode. Have you guys ever heard of blue light? Blue light, also called high energy visible light, is emitted by the devices that we use, our cell phones, iPads, the computers that we stare at all day long. A lot of times people will talk about how those are damaging our eyes, so you can buy those blue blocker sunglasses. But have you ever thought about what it's doing to your skin? Blue light that is emitted by our devices has relatively high energy, and it has a longer wavelength than UV light, so it can penetrate even deeper, which causes premature aging, something that I never really thought about. I thought about it for my eyes, but I never heard about the possibility that it could be aging my skin prematurely. It can cause the loss of elasticity, dryness, or fine lines. So we know we can buy glasses to block out the blue light, but is there anything we can do about our skin? Well, I am so glad you thought about this, because I thought about it too, and there actually is something you can do to help protect your skin. Impression Derma is a company that decided to figure out a way to create a product that can help protect our skin from the HEV lights. And I'm so glad they did, because prolonged exposure to that light can lead to sunspots and reduce collagen and elasticity in your skin. So if you want to banish the blues, Impression Derma created a moisturizer that helps keep your skin feeling hydrated, supple, and vibrant, even hours after being on the computer. Why is this product so awesome, you ask? Because it's a revolutionary protective serum, and it harnesses the power of multiple pharmaceutical-grade ingredients specifically manufactured to protect your skin against blue light damage. You can go to impressions.com and look on their website to see the list of powerful active ingredients that help to reverse the signs of damage and aging that blue light is causing. LipoShield Melanin is just one of those ingredients, and it is designed to protect the skin from the ravages of HEV light. It's a vegetable-derived product that shields the harmful effects of HEV light. It prevents oxidative stress, and it blocks premature aging due to the blue light exposure. So go check out ID. Let's face it, the moisturizer created especially for people who spend a lot of time in front of computers, laptops. Let's face it, even if you just spend some time binging on Netflix, you're going to be exposed to all of that blue light. So go check out impressionderma.com and see how you can banish the blues. All right, guys, welcome to today's episode. So something happened recently. Oftentimes, I end up doing podcast episodes about random things that happen to me throughout my day, and really there's a reason for it. I always feel like the universe speaks to us in different ways by bringing about examples, and this was another time where something happened. I saw it and I was like, oh, this is a perfect teachable moment, and I think that the universe is really calling me to talk about this. I felt very much compelled and called to do an episode about this. So I have a beautiful, wonderful podcast listener. She is the most beautiful soul, and she posted about how she had an idea that differed from everyone else's, and so she got called stupid or was told that she was lame. Anyway, it basically boiled down to the fact that someone didn't agree with her, but instead of just saying, I have a difference of opinion, this person attacked her personally. And this happens all the time. This has happened to me. You guys may or may not know this, but if you go and read my reviews, most of them are very positive, but every once in a while, I will have a person who leaves a horrible review, and it's like they didn't even really listen to the show. They just picked out one thing. In fact, I had someone who listened and commented on my YouTube channel that when I was interviewing someone, I talked too much and I should let the expert talk and that I didn't do a very good job. And at first, of course, I took that very personally because you have to know that when I invite people to come on to my show, I want to give them the opportunity to speak. What you may not understand is sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get people to actually open up and talk. And I don't want there to be dead air. So when it sounds like it's me talking a lot more than anyone else, it's not because I want to do all of the talking and I'm trying to hog it and I'm trying to make it about me. That's not it at all, I promise you. It's because I'm asking questions and I'm getting one-word responses and I'm trying to draw out some kind of conversation because it has to be a back and forth conversation in order for it to be an interesting podcast. That's just the whole point blank. That's how it works, right? You know that. You're listening to it. And if I'm talking and the other person's contributing, most of the time when I have guests, they're doing most of the talking and that's how it should be. But every once in a while, I will get a guest and I don't know if they're shy. You know, everyone has their reasons. Some people just are not very good at public speaking, even though they're brilliant and the work they do is so amazing. But you get them on a podcast and they freeze up and they only say one or two words and you're trying to pull things out of them like, come on, give me some more. Like we need to fill a half hour at least with conversation and give us some insight, but it just doesn't seem to happen. And it's not me trying to take up the whole air with talking about myself. It's just what happens. But someone left a comment to me that I'm frustrated because you talk the whole time and you should let the expert talk because they're the expert. And I really got offended. And I thought about it. You know, my first reaction was to get really offended. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to type anything back because I need to really process this. And I don't know what this, it's hard to tell how someone's tone is when they type something. You know, you can't tell if someone's mad or whatever, but just in the wording, it felt like this person was upset. And it bothered me because I thought I never want to make something about me. Like that wasn't my intention. And I remember thinking about the particular episode. And honestly, this person commented on an episode I had done months prior. So I was trying to go back and think about this episode like, whoa, what did I do? And then I remembered the episode and I was like, yeah, I remember after I finished the episode thinking myself, I had to really pull some conversation out there. Like it was a tough interview because the person just didn't really talk that much. And I remember thinking that at the time, you know, but I didn't really know what to do about it because it had already been recorded. It's not like I can go back and edit to add her talking more if she wasn't contributing anything. Not that she didn't contribute anything, but you know what I mean? Like it was me having to fill air. It's basically what it was. And at first I got offended, but I thought about the interview and I said, you know what? I'm just going to explain what happened and maybe she'll understand that I wasn't trying to make it about me and I wasn't trying to do most of the talking. It's just I had to fill 30 minutes and if I would have just gone with this person talking, it would have only filled 10 minutes. Like I was trying to pull conversation out of this person. It's lovely. Nothing wrong with this person. Just a very lovely person, but it just wasn't happening for some reason. And everyone has an off day, or maybe she just wasn't that comfortable talking in front of an audience. I don't know. I don't know where people come from. And I don't want to make assumptions. I just know that I was trying to fill up airspace that particular day. So I thought about it and I just wrote her back and I said, I'm very sorry you were disappointed. Here's what happened. And then she responded back and said, I'm sorry. I think I was being overly critical. You're doing a great job. You know, and thank you for your thoughtful response. And anyway, the reason I bring this up is because the whole topic today is we don't always have to agree with people and we don't have to see eye to eye. We don't have to have the same opinions. And there's a lot of that going on right now and has been for a long time. But there is a way to disagree with people that's respectful. You know what I mean? And I thought about that because, to be honest, this person's response to me, what she commented on this post, wasn't super respectful. It was hurtful. But I decided that maybe in her post, she said she was frustrated. So I decided to take that into consideration. And instead of going for the jugular, which I could have, I didn't want to do that. I just wanted her to understand where I was coming from in a way that was respectful. Not, you're stupid, why don't you see it from my point of view? No, but here's what actually happened, and I'm sorry if you felt this way, but let me explain what was going on. And when I did that, the response was actually very good. And I feel like that is probably one of the things that we're missing most today, is that you can have a different opinion than I do. And I say this all the time. I'm going to talk about things, and sometimes the things I talk about may not resonate with you. And I actually just had this conversation with my aunt. I'm very close to my aunt, and she used to take me to church growing up. Many of you know that I have come a long way from the beliefs I used to have as a child. I don't believe in a lot of the same things that I was taught growing up. Now, I still respect the people who took me to church. I still respect that church. I just don't happen to believe the same things. And I knew when my aunt read my book, she was like, "Oh, I'm so excited to read your book." And I talk about past lives and all kinds of things in there. And she does not believe in any of that. She does not believe in talking to angels. I mean, she believes they're angels because the Bible talks about angels, but she doesn't think that you should talk to angels because that's like having a God before our God and all of that. You get into that. And I said, that's not what it means. And we've had conversations, and I've just had to say, like, we don't agree. It's fine. And she's very adamant about her beliefs, which I respect that. So she read my book, and she was talking about it tonight, and she said, yeah, I read it. She's like, I really enjoyed it. She said, I don't know about the past life thing. I don't know about that. But she was very respectful in the way she said it. And I said, yeah, that's fine. I said, I get it. I said, when you read my book, if something doesn't resonate with you, just let it go. Don't worry about it. You don't have to agree with everything. She's like, no, I really like your book, though. I really thought it was well written. And she was telling me a story about something else with the book, and she laughed because she said, I can totally hear your sarcasm. And I laughed, and I thought it was funny. She said it was very well written. So we were able to agree to disagree, and there was no big argument. I don't love her any less. She doesn't love me any less. We don't respect each other any less. You can totally have a difference of opinion than someone else and still be respectful about the way that you express it. And I think that that is a problem that we have in our country right now, is that there's so many people who have differences of opinion, but they can't voice it in a way that's respectful. And I know this for a fact because I posted something, and I was posting something about the Berlin Wall, because I'm a German teacher, and it was a historical thing, and it was the anniversary of the fall of the wall. And I posted one thing, and all these people chimed up about things that were not even related to that. It had nothing to do with what I posted, to tell me that I was stupid and that what I posted was stupid. And I was like, excuse me, this is a historical thing. I'm a German teacher, and I know what I'm talking about because I've done the research. I've learned the history, and I wasn't talking about the things that you're bringing up right now. It has nothing to do with what you're talking about. But it's like people are looking for an opportunity to disagree, and they jump up. And it's one thing if you disagree. Of course, you have the right to disagree. If you don't agree, great. No one's asking you to have the exact same opinion. You're not going to. The truth is, most people do not think the same way that you do. It's a fallacy to think that everyone thinks like you do and agrees with you, because most people don't. But you can disagree with someone and not call them stupid, not call them names, not get upset and angry. I mean, it's really silly sometimes because you're wasting your energy getting mad at someone else's opinion. You cannot change someone else's opinion by yelling at them and calling them names. It doesn't work that way. And that's not what it's about. We need to learn in our country again, and this probably needs to be taught in schools. And I know to a degree it is. We teach debate. But it should be taught how to have discussions and discourse in a respectful and polite way. Somehow we've gotten to this age where if I don't like what you say, I'm going to call you an idiot. I'm going to make fun of your weight. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Why? Why are we doing this? It is okay for people to disagree with you. It's not a death sentence if someone does not have the same opinion that you do. We all have to do what's best for ourselves. The problem comes when we start being rude to other people. Like, that's not okay to bully someone else just because you have a differing opinion. You know, I have to do what I think is best for my own self, and so do you. And if we don't have the same opinion about what that is, okay, that's okay. It doesn't give you the right to get in someone's face or to cough on people or to bully them. Like, why are we doing this? What is the point of that? I just do not understand. Bullying is not okay, no matter how old you are. And we're supposed to be teaching anti-bullying. Yet, look at all the videos you see. All it takes is for you to go on TikTok or Instagram, any of these things, and see videos people are posting of people losing their minds because they have a different opinion as someone else. It's great for you to have your opinions. You know what else is great? To hear what someone else says and take it into consideration. It doesn't mean you're necessarily going to change your mind, but learning, education, it's not a bad thing. Take other people's considerations also into your own mind, and you may still not change your mind, and that's okay too. But why do we now have this all or nothing attitude of, if you're not on my side, you're against me, and we have to fight? Like, no, this whole awakening is about learning how to respect people and love people. It's about love. We've come here to raise the collective vibration and to love one another. And that is not getting in each other's faces and fighting and saying horrible things. There are videos of adults, grown-ups, picking on kids because they have differing opinions. When did we get to this point? Where did we get the idea that it's okay to bully someone or make them feel bad about themselves? It's so upsetting to me because we're trying to bring people together, not divide people. And yet there are leaders out there whose whole point is to divide. And that's not what we're trying to do. And I don't care what political party you are. I don't care what you believe personally. It's not about that. You can have differing opinions than me. I respect and love you no matter what you believe. But personally, my mission is to come here to help people heal and learn how to love themselves again. And I don't know that you can honestly look at yourself in the mirror and say that you love yourself if you're then okay with going out and calling someone stupid and getting in their face over just petty things sometimes. For example, the example on Facebook was over a suggestion for like a Halloween costume. Like, how trivial is that? And is that worth making someone feel bad about themselves? No, that's ridiculous. But her example is she's not isolated. She's not alone. This is going on everywhere. Like the example of me posting something about Germany, and then everyone else chimes in about what's going on in our country, and it had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with that. And what I was talking about was because I had been to the city where this happened, had talked to the people. I was just saying the people said, we don't want this ever again here. It had nothing to do with what was going on in our country, but everyone seemed to make it about that. And I was just trying to show my support and solidarity with people I knew from another country. And yet people chimed in and they're like, basically, they said, you're stupid. I mean, they didn't say that exactly. It wasn't those words, but they were trying to make me feel like I was stupid. But I didn't buy into it. I'm like, I'm not even talking about what you're talking about, so go away. Don't come on my page if you're going to say something negative, especially if you don't have any factual information to back it up. And that's the thing. We can debate. We can have a discussion. Don't bring me your opinions. If you're going to debate a fact that I put out there, bring another fact. And it's fine to debate facts, but people are coming with just their opinions of things, and they're just being blatantly awful by saying, I have to win, my opinion's better than yours, I know it, I know this. Let's stop. Come on, stop. And I'm not making this podcast to offend anyone. I'm making this podcast to help you understand you can disagree with people and still be polite and still not be a jerk to people. You have no idea what someone else is going through or how to heart someone takes things, because I know people who have had people attack them for their opinions, and they take it so personally, and it really does affect their self-esteem. And I'm trying to tell them, like, don't let this affect your self-esteem. These are just rando people's opinions, and it doesn't matter. But I know how deeply it hurts, and like, I could have easily said I'm never recording a podcast again because of the comments I've gotten on my podcast reviews. I'm not going to resonate with everyone. And that's okay. Like, it's all right. I don't hate people who don't like me. We have a difference of opinion. Maybe you don't think I do a good job on this podcast. That's okay. You can find another podcast. I wish everyone well who doesn't agree with me. I don't wish anyone a bad life, no matter what. I don't wish you a bad life. I don't wish anyone ill. And I think we need to be more like that. Like, stop taking everything so personally and taking everything as an attack. And instead, if someone doesn't agree with you, just say, okay, well, if you have to get along with this person, if you have to come to a consensus because you have to work with them, then try to do that in a healthy way. And if not, just forget about them and let it go and live your life and be happy. Because for the most part, what other people do doesn't really concern you that much. I know there's a lot going on right now with everything going on in our world, and that's harder to do. But don't take it so personally if you don't have the same opinion as someone else. You don't have to go out and make their lives miserable, call them stupid. And honestly, I understand. I know all of the people listening to my podcast are probably not the people going out and attacking other people. You guys are probably the people getting attacked. So I am probably preaching to the choir here. I'm probably telling you all to be nice and you're the ones getting attacked. So let me just say that if that is happening, don't take what people say to you personally, because I always have felt, and I still believe this, that if people are mean to you, it says so much more about them. And the only reason that people are mean to others is because something's going on within them, that they're not happy with themselves and they're miserable inside. So don't allow other people to cause you to have a bad day, whatever. I know it's hard. I know it, because I tell you what, when I read that post on my podcast, it felt like a gut punch, because I thought, you know what? It takes a lot of time and effort and energy for me to do this podcast. It truly does. And I've been doing it for the sole purpose of trying to help others. That's the only reason I've been doing it. And in that moment, I thought, I want to quit. I want to quit. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Nobody appreciates me. I went down that victim spiral. I did. I totally did. I was like, no one even appreciates me. I'm going to quit. It was that little girl who would get mad and take the ball and go home. That was me that day. I truly wanted to quit. And I even said to God, I had this conversation, and I was like, why am I doing this? I'm expending so much of my energy, and I'm not appreciated. No one cares. I'm being criticized for something that was out of my control. Why am I even doing this podcast? I got angry. And then, almost like a thump in the head from God, I just got this message of, this person didn't know what was happening. Not that I would have had to explain myself, but I just got this intuitive message, like, you just need to explain why that particular episode was the way it was, because I don't think this person listened to any other episode besides that. So I said that. I said, I think maybe you just caught a bad episode, because I think if you listen to the other episodes, you would see that it's mostly them talking and not me. But I was trying to pull information out and trying to fill a podcast because she just wasn't really talking. And not that I'm blaming her or anything, but that's just kind of what was happening that day. You just kind of saw a glimpse of one episode. And from that, she was like, oh yeah, I was being too critical. It could have gone any way. If I would have reacted in anger and lashed out, it would have been bad. And she may have never listened to anything ever again. But I think she listened to another episode and said, oh yeah, you're doing a good job. But in that 1 second, I wanted to quit. I just wanted to give it all up because whether you know it or not, you don't know because you're out there listening. I'm just a human. I'm just a person trying to do my best from day to day. And I have bad days too. I have days where my podcasts maybe aren't so great because I'm trying to do my best and I'm trying to record, and maybe I'm stressed out because I'm dealing with a mom who's going through cancer and kids who lost their dad and now are in college. And it's a lot. Some days it's a lot. And I'm doing my best. And you don't always get the very best. And I do apologize for that, but I'm a human being. And so you get the best that I can give on any given day. And I always try to make it my best. But some days it falls short. Just like you're not always your best every single day. And I only tell you that to also for you to know, don't beat yourself up if you're not your best. We're all human and we all need to remember that. So the next time you want to criticize someone else, just try to put yourself in their shoes. Because even if you don't agree with what they're saying, at the end of the day, they're a human being and you're a human being. And we're actually all connected. Whether we realize that or understand that or not, we are all one and we are all connected. So when you want to beat up on someone else, you're actually beating up on yourself. What you say to other people is just a projection of what you feel about yourself. So when other people are mean to you, they're really just projecting the way they feel about themselves onto you. And that truly is the bottom line. And I really wanted to do this podcast because I don't want anyone in my audience to ever feel like someone else can make you feel small or like you don't matter or you aren't enough. You're more than enough. Don't ever let anyone else determine your worth. Only you can do that. Only you can decide your worth, and you're worth so much. You are so deeply loved, so deeply loved. Never let anyone else take that away from you. And I just want to encourage you the next time you feel like maybe you want to lash out at someone, take a breath. And instead of lashing out, just try to reason, say, hey, well, this is why I think the way that I do. And, let's face it, there are going to be some people you can't reason with. Some people are just unreasonable. And I would say to those, just ignore them and walk away. It's not worth your energy. And that's really what I had to do when people were attacking the post I had on Facebook. I just had to walk away because I was like, you know what? It's not worth my time and energy because they're not listening anyway. They simply came on here to argue. And that's not why I posted this. My post was actually supposed to be about peace. And it turned into anything but that because no one even understood what I was trying to say. They took it totally the wrong way, took it out of context, and made something that was supposed to be a unifying, peaceful post a dividing, divisive battlefield. And that was disheartening because that's not what I meant for it to be at all. But I just had to come to a point where I just had to ignore people. And actually what I said was, I know that you just came here to argue because my post was about peace, not what you're even talking about. And people stopped after that. They stopped because I called them out. Some people just want to come and argue or make you feel bad. And the best thing you can do when that happens is to take your attention away from them. Because no one has control over you but you. All right, guys. I know that was a big rant. Anyway, I hope it was helpful. I really just wanted to talk about that because I just want my listeners to know that I love all of you so very much. I don't want anyone to ever bully you or make you feel less than. But truly, no one has power over you unless you give them that power. So if someone is starting to be cruel and be unkind, the best thing you can do is take away the only thing that's going to get to them, which is your attention. Take that away and they have nothing left. So that's my advice to you. All right, so I pulled a card for you today, and the card I pulled is from my deck, Divine Whispers. But before I read the card, I just want to remind you really quickly that if you like this podcast and you would like to have 5 episodes a week, you can join me over on Patreon. And for just $5 a month, you will get 2 exclusive episodes of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness a week that are not available to the public. And if you go to my upper tier for $10 a month, not only will you get 5 days a week of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, you will also get extra bonuses like videos of me recording my podcast, guided meditations, EFT tappings, and card readings. So please come and join me. We are having so much fun. Thank you so much to those of you who have already joined me on Patreon, and I hope you will consider joining me too. So my card for today is have confidence in yourself. The universe is asking you to have confidence in yourself and your abilities today. You have everything you need right now to be successful. Open your solar plexus chakra and know that you are worthy and deserving of everything that you wish to see in your life. Imagine a yellow light just above your belly button. This is where your solar plexus chakra is. Now take a moment to breathe in deeply and imagine that yellow light getting brighter and brighter. With each deep breath in, you begin to feel your confidence soar. Have faith in yourself, my love, just as the universe has faith in you. See yourself with the loving eyes of God because He sees you with such adoration. You can do anything you set out to accomplish. The mantras that go with this card are I can do anything. I can accomplish all of my goals. I love, accept, and trust myself. I am worthy. I am confident in all that I do. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. As always, if you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please leave a positive review from wherever you're listening. If you could leave me some stars on iTunes, that would be so helpful. When you share this podcast with someone or you leave a positive review, that actually attracts other people to my podcast because of all of the analytics and everything. It shows up more often in people's feed. And my goal is to just help as many people as possible heal. So thank you for helping me do that. If you want to work with me, you can go to melissaoatman.com. There you'll see all the services I offer. And you can book a free discovery call with me. Or if you're not really sure what you want and you just want to text me, you can do that too. I love hearing from people who are listeners, so don't hesitate to reach out. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day from wherever you're listening. As always, I am sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.